Okay, well, good afternoon. Welcome to the Dobbs Elementary Go Team meeting where we will follow the agenda as it has been emailed to you and publicly noticed. I'm pleased to call this meeting of the Dobbs Go Team to order. Our first order of business is to call roll and review our norms. Ms. Yarbrough?
When I call your name, please let me know if you're here. Tiffany Reagan,
Present.
Brianna Spence,
Here.
Bernadine Connor,
Here.
Erica Hopkins,
Is he here?
Oh.
Oh,
Santana Hardy, Alexis Afodele, Jeremy Crane, Jennifer James,
here.
and Cindy Adams. We do have a quorum.
Thank you, Ms. Yarbrough. Our first order of business is to approve the agenda. This was emailed to you. Are there any changes that need to be made to the agenda? All right, may I have a motion to approve the agenda, please?
1 second. I do have one change.
Okay.
I'm just doing the presentation of the final budget for approval and the grant survey. I don't have a report. Just wanted to note that. I don't have a separate report.
And I think that's what the agenda says, that there's nothing under the principal's report.
Okay, I didn't know, I just wanted to know because it doesn't say NA or anything like that.
Okay.
I just wanted to be clear.
Okay, well, can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Our first motion.
May I have a second?
I second.
All in favor of approving the agenda with the note that there's no principal's report, please raise your hand or say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay or raise your hand. Okay. Now we will review and approve the meeting minutes from our last meeting. I'm sorry, it was approved. The minutes have been provided to you. Are there any corrections that need to happen? Okay, may I have a motion to approve the previous meeting's minutes?
I motion.
May I have a second?
I second.
All in favor, raise your hand or say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, raise your hand or say nay. Any abstentions? Great, last meeting's minutes have been approved. And now we will move to the discussion items. Okay, the first discussion item is the presentation of the final budget. Principal Reagan, please share with us your final budget presentation.
Okay. All righty, guys. If I can share. All right. If I could get a thumbs up when you all see it. Can you all see? Awesome. All right, well, we'll get started. Good afternoon again to everyone. This is our F25 or fiscal year 25 budget approval meeting. Many of the slides that you will see are some of the same that are duplicated from last week, but just to kind of recap and let you know what's happening. So as a routine, we always do the norm. This meeting is of a Go team. of the GO team. Only members of the team may participate in the discussion. Any members of the public present are here to quietly observe. We invite and welcome contributions of every member and listen to each other. We will follow the agenda as noticed to the public and stay on task. We will respect all ideas and assume good intention. The agenda is as we have stated already. As always, we kind of tell you what the step is in the process. We've already done steps 1 through 6. We are here. Can you all see my mouse moving? Okay, so we're here on step 7, the GO team final approval meeting, making sure it's approved before tomorrow, March 15th. All right, so what is the meeting? During this meeting, the GO teams will review the budget, which should be updated based on the feedback from the staffing conference, associate superintendents, and key leaders. After review, GO teams will need to take action. We will vote on the FY25 budget. Principals will present the final budget recommendations for GO team approval. All meetings must be held after the staffing conferences. Budgets must be approved by March 15th. All right, here's our budget review. This basically as we always start, we discuss the priorities. We talked about our main priority, which is literacy and mathematics, increasing staff capacity in literacy and math instruction, increasing staff capacity in data analysis and usage for instructional decision-making. And here on the side, because this is like the 3rd time we've seen the budget parameters. These are the rationales to support each priority. So that's the first 3. The last ones are to utilize data to meet the individual needs of students and monitor communication to parents of students chronically absent. And we want to make sure these are the rationales for that as well. All of them, of course, are supporting, of course, our literacy and math, the content, building capacity in staff for teachers, working with the data, and making sure we communicate with chronically absent students, parents. So what we have next is the breakout of the categories. These are just the descriptions. When you see the word priorities, these are the priorities based on the plan, the 5 focus areas, APS 5. It just tells you what priority will be aligned to. The strategies will lay out specific objectives. The request is basically what the ask is, and the amount is associated with it. You'll see that in the chart. It's just basically, these are the definitions of what's on the chart. This is just so you know, we'll get to that part, but there were no staffing changes at the staffing conference. So we didn't do anything different. So based on our discussion and all of that, we didn't make any changes. But you all I will have to make changes if the vote is different. So here is the first one. This was option A, to increase the student proficiency in math, curriculum, and instruction. Our strategies: ensuring effective implementation of Tier 1 instruction, small groups, whole small group instruction, implementation of Ryland strategies and Hegarty, implementation of the APS math instructional framework. We're trying to maintain 17 teachers, 4.5 EIP teachers, 2 turnaround teachers, 5 paras. We have hourly Spanish and this is the request, and maintain the turnaround reading and math teachers. Increase staff capacity for literacy and math instruction, maintaining content-specific and consistent support to staff and to support teachers with planning, data, and analysis, and lesson delivery. All certified teachers will receive reading training via Cox Campus, and we are trying to maintain the literacy math culture. And of course, you see the numbers here on the side to correspond the amount that will correspond to that. Increase staff capacity in data analysis and instructional decision-making, making sure we engage the staff and monitor consistently weekly data and analyze weekly and unit assessment. The same here. In order to do that, because that's a heavy lift from all the grade levels, we want to maintain the literacy and math approach. The STEM integration, which is one of the district's mandate that every school in APS has a signature program, whether it is college and career related, signature program, which is STEM or STEAM, or if it's IB, the International Baccalaureate. But we are a STEM certified school, and we must continue to monitor, integrate, and implement strategies into the core content areas. We want to maintain our STEM coach and STEM teacher. And without, we are not even allowed to have a STEM program. You have to have a STEM coach. You have to have a person that is over the STEM person. The STEM program. Attendance, whole child intervention, consistently monitor the reduction of chronically absent students. We have a current care team supports, which includes MTSS, the social worker, and the counselor. So with the option A, Dr. McIntyre on the last meeting, I believe, explained to you all about the standards of service and how we needed to make sure we were in compliance, because we did not have, we were working on the virtual Spanish, but there were some issues with the district with procurement. So right now we are locating an hourly Spanish teacher. We're actually trying to communicate so we can make sure that we are compliant with the hourly Spanish. It would only affect one grade level, 5th grade. Depending on the capacity, we may be able to add one more, but that's just a possibility, but it will definitely be 5th grade. Now, option A is to all of these. This is based on seniority and or certification. There are some certification issues with some teachers, and the others are based on seniority. So the option is to remove 3 teachers, K-5 teachers, 1 science teacher, which is a singleton, the 0.2 itinerant band teacher, and 4 paraprofessionals. So the summary is here, like we had before. As much as possible, we want to continue to prioritize small class sizes with maintaining as much teacher support as possible. Because of this, the number of class sizes will have to adjust to accommodate the projected enrollment. And kindergarten primary will continue to receive paraprofessional support, and we will continue to have fine arts through the current music teacher. So that's option A. So let me go to option B so that you all can see the difference, so that we can make sure we make an informed vote. So basically, before we get to option B, this is just basically a breakdown of the budget by function, which tells you exactly what category the monies are in: instruction, pupil services, administration, media services, transportation. It's a little easier to read on here. This is the same thing, but more so in a pie chart. It basically tells you where the funds are going. And in a school, most schools should have money going towards instruction, because we are here for the kids and we want to have more funds in instruction. But we also have to have other things to help the school to run. So if you look at the key, I'll give you a moment to look at that so you can see that, and then we'll go on to option B. All right. So option B, some of the same priorities, of course, but the difference is 18 teachers, 3 paras, and everything else is the same here. Everything else remains the same. So these are the different ones, increasing, removing a couple of teachers, or adding the teachers, or removing the paras. But let me explain on this. So this is option B. So instead of 3 teachers removed, we'll remove 2 teachers, 2 K-5, 1 science teacher, but now it will be 6 paraprofessionals. And that will have to be based on seniority. We still would have to have that for our mandates, stay in compliance. So again, we want to make sure that the goal is to maintain as much support in the classroom as possible. And that's, we want to make sure we do that. I will say that our paraprofessionals, just to give everybody something to think about, will also do a great job with helping with small groups. And this one is 6, the other one is 4, I believe. But we want to, and also it would help to, if we do more teachers, just know that the teaming size would be different. So right now, if we choose the other option, we would, with the 4 paras and the 3 teachers, we're able to maintain the teaming sizes of 3, but not to just to kind of give you the information, because everything would affect, like if you have 2 teachers, less paras and all of that. So that's my spiel about that. So let me see. This is the budget function for here. All the instruction, 2,100 for people services. The same thing with this is the option B, and basically with the changes in there if you had the different ones. Same thing, this time, I don't know why it changed to orange, but it should have been blue, but it's the same thing. It's instruction is still, I think it was from 73. It's still about the same percentage, but just so you would know where it is for the function. So before we go to that part, so we can vote on that in a second. I'm gonna finish explaining the rest of the funds. For FY25, these are family engagement funds. We had $8,640 in there. As you can see, we have to continue. That's a goal. Title I goal is to continue to build family capacity and make sure that they're academically engaged. And we have to have this done through the federal funds. And this is what we are creating a system of support and making sure we have those things. So we have to be in compliance with Title I as well. Just FYI, there were not any changes made to the draft budget that we discussed at our last meeting. So these changes reflect no allocation change. There were no changes made. Again, that's why I have an NA here. Oh, I should have deleted that slide. Did I duplicate the slide? Okay, so plan for the leveling reserve. So we have $70,000 and $70,033 in leveling reserve. And what this is money that we can't touch right now. So what happens is that how we got projected, we projected to 285 students, which is 33 less than we had last year. And so they put this money aside. So if we have to lose a teacher or if we don't lose a teacher, we will get this money back into our budget. But we can't even touch it right now. Nobody can touch their leveling funds. And so if we have to level, so basically what leveling means for those who are not familiar is if we have too few teachers, then we would have to release a teacher to another school that has increased enrollment that does not have enough teachers. The same thing vice versa. If we are over capacity, we would gain a teacher and get the money back. I think I said that correctly. It's either one way, you either lose a teacher or gain a teacher. And so that's what that funding is, kind of the cushion, the leveling when that happens. That usually happens in the fall, early fall, around August or September. So again, this is just funds that we cannot touch. But if we are to get the money back, we would like to increase the paraprofessionals because we just in case we have to lose some, because we would like to get that back because the paras, like I said, they support the small group instruction. They help out in various areas of the building with instruction and additional literacy materials and supplies. So that's what that means. And the IP stands for instructional para. So these are just questions to consider and discuss. Are the new positions and resources included in the budget to address? I'll let you all read that and see if you all have any questions before we move forward.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the total being allocated to our school for fiscal year 25?
That's the total.
The 54?
The 5 million?
Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah. So it's different based on the options?
No, the options would change in here. No.
Okay, because I'm looking at the option A and it's got a different total.
That should be 285. Hold on 1 second. One second. Didn't say the. You have any additional, while I look that up, make sure I get the right number. Any other questions?
Yeah, because I was just adding up all of the other numbers and it just wasn't quite equaling the 58 or the 54. And I was just trying to see how do these numbers add up to what the total is.
So this is only the function here. Hold on one second. I'm pulling up the actual budget and not the screenshot. Hold on. Okay, let me show you this here though. Let me show you. This is what I showed at the beginning. So it is only, but anyway, let me show you this. Okay, so look, this is what we have here. That's the total earned. This is what I showed you all before. So I'm trying to, so there has to be a difference in there. I'm just making sure the things are the same.
No, maintenance and operations is different, and I think the instructional services.
The whole total is different. No, the whole total is different. That's what I'm trying to make sure. Because this is the actual one that the district has. I'm trying to see. Because it came from here and I don't understand. So I don't calculate these, they calculate on their own, and I'm just trying, that's what I'm trying to figure out how that happened. Because it shouldn't be that off, because this, can you all see this when I pulled over here?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because this is the actual, this is what I copied it from, because we have the screenshot, they tell us exactly what the screenshot, but I don't know how it's screenshotted differently. Unless when we were manipulating, we're trying to give you the different options, we have to change it, but it's also, you have to make sure that it's not changed in the system as well. Because you have to manipulate all of them. Because this is what we went to the staffing conference, and I don't know why it's not on there. So I have to adjust that and make that the change. But the funding is the option in terms of the teachers is the same. In terms of removal, is the same. But I can correct that.
So the total is the 6 million something?
Yes, this is the total. Right now, we would have to change. Right now, this is the total that reflects option A. But we have time to change if we choose option B. But I don't understand. Even option A should have the 6 million. So that's what I'm saying. I haven't pulled this one up in a couple of weeks or what have you, but I don't know why it's different. But this is the same. This is the one that is live with the district until we make changes based on what you all say.
Okay.
So if you
Can
go,
I ask a question?
yes.
May I ask a question? I was trying to figure out earlier, you said that one of these scenarios does not make the teacher groups, that it's not going to affect it, there won't change. Can you tell me which one that is, please?
Okay. So the one, if we maintain 3 teachers versus 2 teachers, we'll be able to do 3 teacher teams versus having some 2, some 3, some 4. We're able to keep some consistency on the team of the number of teachers per grade level. That's this option with the more teachers and the 3 teachers and the 4 paras versus
Okay.
2, removing 2 teachers and removing 6 paras.
Okay. All right. That is exactly. Thank you.
Okay.
I have a question about,
Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to get clarification for the paras for special ed. This does not affect them, does
No,
it?
the special ed budget is provided by the district and it does not come out of the general funds that's released to the school. Nor does pre-K and like custodial staff. Those are district funded and they are in all budget that's mandated by the district. So the paraprofessionals that are discussed here are not. The special ed paras will remain the same.
Okay.
Ms. Reagan, can you please put up the budget allocation back up there, please?
So the one I pulled over there,
I don't see it on here.
this one or the one I pulled over here?
Yes. No, not that one.
Which one, love?
The one that states where each grade level, where each grade level will you had it up.
You talking, that was on the one I had.
Yeah, the budget allocation.
Oh, from my email that I was just showing you.
Let me see.
Hold on, let me.
It wasn't in the presentation that we received.
Here,
So yeah, that.
this was in our budget feedback template.
Okay. Yeah, so that number is different from the other numbers.
Yes, that's what I said. That's why I said I didn't know why it changed. So remember when I showed you all the change as well? That was in another budget presentation.
Okay.
I can let me put it back.
I have a and I think we asked this question last week, but I don't know if it was answered. It was answered, but not completely.
Okay.
For me, I would just like to know how it's going to look next year for our 2 turnaround teachers. Is that going to look different than this year?
So I think she did answer that. But yeah, so
I mean, she said that it was going to be different, but she didn't specify how different it was.
So and right now I can't give you a specific answer on that, only because from now until May, things always change, right?
Okay.
So, for example, I have some teachers that said they wanted to transfer. And so if they transfer, that's gonna change my numbers. So it's always based on, even though we do intent surveys from the district and intent surveys from the school,
Mhm.
they never always give you the same thing at that time. So as the months progress, and we may lose some people, and I have a couple of people trying to get promotions. Anybody that moves as a certified teacher will affect something else.
Mhm.
Even if a teacher that's currently now just they may intend to come back, but if they get promoted, then I have to base that on what I have at the end of the school year. So it's hard to really say exactly what the schedule would be. What we do know is that we found different areas where we needed to tweak, and that where services and like they. So let me be clear. Turnaround teachers have a schedule and they serve children right now. So let me make that very clear. They serve children now. Everybody is working silos in their own classroom. So everybody, you may not necessarily know what their schedule is, just like whenever the paras, they may not know necessarily what the para schedules are. So they have children now, but there are some areas where we need to provide some more small group instruction and turnaround work. And we are maybe we're thinking about adding a math lab if we can, perhaps, or some different things to enhance that. So we don't know what it will be, because it depends on how we have to move and shape with the teacher teams and who's going to remain and who's going to stay. So we kind of do that when we give this the list out to where people will be towards the end of the year. That's why we have to wait to the end, because I talked to somebody just today that's trying to transfer. That will affect my numbers in a particular grade level. So then that's when you have to maybe possibly move somebody to another grade level. And then we may have to move a turnaround teacher to the classroom, or have, or a different task. I may have to move an EIP teacher. So it's kind of hard to say specifically exactly how that would be, because those decisions we just can't make right now. And that's in no year, not just with this.
Okay.
Mhm.
So we have to go, because the data is live. As much as we want people to say, hey, I'm not coming back. But people, of course, are not going to just say that and they don't have anything to fall back on or what have you. And then people apply for jobs and they'll say they apply for a promotion, they may not get it. So we have to, if you're contracted, I have to make sure they have a job and have a space. So, but even with all of that, to answer your question, we are going to make changes to the turnaround teachers task, if that's what you're asking. But I can't tell you what specifically that will be, but we have, just like we do feedback and get information, we know that there will be changes. It will probably change to some of the EIP things as well, because we want to make sure that we are servicing effectively and make sure that everybody's getting what they need, and just to make sure we are continuing to increase student achievement.
Okay.
I have a quick question. Will there be any other options that we will consider for the budget, or is this between these two, A or B? And
well, it's not really much. We literally lost $700,000, so I had to lose somebody. So there really is not much, and we have to have something approved by tomorrow. Like there at this, I guess what I'm at. So these are the two options. I really don't want to lose anybody. Let me be clear. But because enrollment is low, or is projected to be low, I think, but I think it will go up, because typically a lot of times in the fall, we are usually higher than what's projected. So we may get that level in reserve money that I showed you back, but that won't be until like September, October. So it's basically cutting from somewhere. Is that what you're trying to alleviate, a cut from somewhere?
well, what I was just thinking about, not trying to lose so many people within, as many people as possible.
But I don't, because it's such a large amount of money, it's not that much materials and supplies I can get rid of, and because you still have to operate the school. So as much as you can pull it from other places, you still have to operate the school. So when we're here, we got to operate, and some stuff we have to have. like one, for instance, grade level chairs, that's mandated on there. They have to have money in there to get stipend or whatever. That's something I cannot take off. Those are things that, especially, like for instance, like special ed teachers, they don't change. There are certain things that we just have to have. And then if teachers need resources, we have to be able to purchase them something. And in order, since we got off the state list, in order to maintain, we have to do some of the same thing. So it was just really difficult to, without cutting people or cap personnel or positions, rather, not people, because it's not the people, because we would love to keep the people. It's the positions. We have to cut some of the positions. And in a perfect world, we want to keep it where we got it because we have a great size, class sizes. But when we did the math, if we keep, we'll still have small class sizes because we're thinking of maybe like, it would be more like 15, 16, 17 in a class versus now our 10, 11, 12, 13, maybe 14. So go ahead.
I'm just, okay, if you could go back to the strategic plan breakout for either one of them, honestly, either A or B, it doesn't matter. So these numbers, is this the entire budget? Because these are essentially the only numbers we really have.
That's what so based on what we were told, we were just giving you what's in here based on what we are keeping and or maintaining. This is not supposed to match the budget. This is a template that we got from the Go Team office. We just basically, based on the priorities, we basically just kind of gave you an idea of what each component consisted of, the amount. This is not indicative of the whole budget. It's just some of it.
Okay.
And like, this is the other one. So
the rest of it is including like what? Other personnel?
So the other part is materials and supplies. This is just encompassing these 5 priorities. These numbers don't have anything. This only includes this right here. You see this? So this one, that was 472 because we took off this was the one with the 3 paras, the 4172. This was the one with the 5.
So Ms. Reagan, option A means that we're requesting to keep 5 paras. That's what that means, right?
Yeah, and essentially we'll just be reducing a lower number, yes, of paras.
Okay.
So on here where it has 275, 149, that's the same 275, 149 or 2 separate ones?
So yes, it's the same because you see remember I said it's indicative of what's in here.
Right, I get that.
Yes. So so in order for staff capacity and literacy math instruction here, we need to maintain the literacy and math coach. Again, to assist with the data analysis and instructional decision making, they also do that. So that's the same. That's the same position, same money. That's why I said this is not indicative of an adding up to equal something. This is just explaining to you the few parts that are that we had to explain to you today in this area, just under these priority things. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're the same, because it's the same. This is basically explaining to the left. The right is explaining the left. But what I will do and make sure I get to Ms. Yarbrough is I will recreate another screenshot of the this here. It still is the same scenario though. But just to make sure this part is accurate, I will make sure I screenshot and give this back to Ms. Yarbrough before we post anything. And I'll make sure you have this on there, Ms. Yarbrough, for our for before we post anything. But the options still remain the same in terms of priorities and here and so let me can Miss Spence, do you mind if I go on past the questions to finish and then we come back to that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so the GO team will take action, a vote on the presented budget after the motion and second. The GO team may still have additional discussion. Once the discussion is concluded, we will vote. Oh, and then that's just the next bullet. So I can wait on that part. I just want to get the rest of the stuff out. Because I think this is the next letter, I believe. Yeah, that's B. But I can wait on that.
Okay. Are there any other questions? All right, so I will now entertain a motion to approve the budget.
To vote on the option.
Yeah, to vote on the options, my bad. For
What I will do, I guess, is ask everyone what option they prefer. You think that's a good idea? Okay. I go individual and ask you what option you prefer. Okay. Brianna Spence.
I'm going to abstain. I'm not comfortable with the discrepancies in the amounts, and I would like to see that before I voted on anything.
Okay. Bernadine Connell.
Well, I would like to see more of the exact amount, the actual amount.
The actual amount on what?
On the budget. You know, I know we had 6 million, then 5 million.
So let me just clarify. Let me clarify. So, like I stated, this is here. This is the 6. This is the correct. This is the live one. I'm not, like I stated, we also were working out of a side one because we didn't want to mess up what they were doing in live. So I'm not sure how. I do know why. I'm sorry. So we got some what's the money? Hold on 1 second. This happened while I was on FMLA, guys. We got some holdback money that was placed back in our budget. Hold on, let me pull up the information. That's why. Yes. So we received information before our last, what day was our last meeting, Ms. Yarbrough?
For our last meeting
February 26th.
was,
February 28th.
yes,
Okay, so that same day, on the 28th, we were told that we were having some money released back into our budget, and it said it will be released at some time. So that's why this is live. They added the Title I holdback money. I don't know. Hold on. So I'm going to show you this really quickly. This is from the you see it's 27,000 will be added back. It won't be included in your template, but it'll be added once they let us know. So we had it should be an additional $27,000. We just were told that on the 28th. But I had already done the presentation before then. We didn't get that information. So they're releasing that. We don't know why because that was part of my email. We don't know why that was a decision from the district. Every school received the holdback money back. So that's I'm assuming that's dropped in there. We did get that extra money back. But $27,000 is to purchase a teacher. To keep a teacher, you have to have 105,000. So that in an average teacher, they don't make 105,000, of course, but so you have to pay for benefits. So an average teacher's rate, you have to calculate 105,000. An average para rate, you have to calculate like 40, 45, 50,000 for their salaries plus benefits. Now everybody's salary, of course, is different based on their number of years and all of that. So $27,000 would not change much anyway, because we wouldn't be able to purchase a para or a teacher with $27,000. And like I said, that was during the time and when Dr. McIntyre was doing some corresponding with me. I was actually not here. I was on FMLA out sick. And that did come over that time period. But like I said, $27,000, the options will still remain the same because we still have, because neither one of those would affect a teacher or affect a parent. Like there's still not enough. So we had to zero out the budget to make sure we balance the budget. Does that make sense, Dr. Connor?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. It jogged my memory. Thank you. And like I said, I was gone a week and a half, and a lot of this was happening, but I had, circumstances under my control where I could not be here when Dr. McIntyre was stepping in.
So much writing question. The allocation money, the screen that I wanted to see, that allocation money, it doesn't match it won't match the budget, because it seems like if we're allocating all these money to these different places, then they should somewhat match a little bit. No,
that doesn't match.
I'm looking at the allocation. I'm looking at that one, and it's only got like $3 million, but we got.
Well, I don't be more specific with one you're talking about. Which one you're looking at?
Yeah, 25 allocation, the one that I told you to pull up.
The live one.
Yes.
What are you talking? Mm-hmm.
Now, that one says 6,135. Okay, but on the other one, we're only allocated to use $3 million. That's what it looks like. I'm looking at the SSF category.
What are you talking about?
The SSF, the other one that I asked you to pull up.
This one?
Yes.
That's
Okay.
that's not what's on here.
Okay.
This allocation, well, I gave you all on the feedback meeting. So those are both on there. That's not what that's not going
That's not the total. That's not the total
no. That's
Okay.
just the students, what goes per student.
per
Like
student.
it has a different weight. Every student gets something different per grade.
Right.
So that's not that.
Can you scroll down some then?
Yes, this is only student.
Student, okay. And then the rest of that goes with that. Okay. See, I didn't see that part at the bottom. I didn't see the additional earnings.
No
Yeah, I
problem.
didn't see that.
Man,
Okay.
no problem.
Right. So now that makes much more sense because I
Yes.
didn't see that at the bottom.
No problem. Yeah, this is the additional, this is all students. So the student, I want to say the SSF, I know student success funding. And so this it talks about the breakdown of the children.
Right.
And then this breaks down the categories of the children, where they are and what they receive. Then this is the extra fund. So it will be this plus this.
Exactly. Now that makes a lot more sense.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And the district comes up with all of these and they do projections based on whatever demographic data they have.
Okay.
So like these they are given to us.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. That was a good question.
So at this point, we will start the vote again. All right. Brianna Spence.
The same, abstain.
Dr. Connor.
I was looking at option A.
Let me know if you need to see something else, Dr. Connor.
Can I look at B again at the breakout? Okay.
I am going to vote for A. Erica Hopkins.
Trying to decide. A.
Jennifer
Can you?
James.
Okay.
Ms. James.
Yes, I'm here.
Which option?
I kind of agree with everybody that I really wish I saw the final budget numbers before we voted on it. But I go with option A. Did you understand me?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay, as of right now, we have 1 abstention and 4 for budget A.
Okay, well, it looks like budget A goes through. So I guess we'll be moving to discussion item number 2. So the governor will be proposing a grant aimed at enhancing security in schools nationwide. If approved, the Georgia General Assembly This grant will allocate $45,000 annually to each school. In light of this potential opportunity, the Operations Division is eager to gather insights from the GO team regarding the most effective ways to utilize this grant to enhance security within your school. Your input is invaluable in ensuring that these resources are allocated in a manner that maximizes their impact on the safety and well-being of our students and staff. The survey should be completed by March 29th to ensure that your input is considered in the planning process. Ms. Reagan, can you please provide the survey and facilitate this discussion?
Ma'am, I'm switching screens. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I believe this is what Ms. Spence, I'm sorry, it's not sharing. Okay, I believe this is what Ms. Spence just read. I think this is the same verbiage, but this is the $45,000 that the state has given each school additional grant to enhance security. I think this is what you said, but anyhow, I will let you, I actually looked and made some choices, but of course I did not hit submit because I had, I wanted to get you all's feedback just to let you know where we are. So here we are, and basically these are the areas in which, and all we have to do is kind of move it around if need be, just FYI. So let me explain to you what, from the principal's point of view, let me tell you what, I came up with and why. And then if we can have some discussions around that or what have you. So for me, as looking at all of the options that they gave you, and then there also is an other, I said fencing. And when I say fencing would be my priority, because when we have field day and all of the things, that area, that open area, we have had people to come on the grounds and people do the dirt bike, what do you call it? They've dug up the grass with the dirt bikes when we're not here. When kids have to go out there, it's open to the public. And the same way our playground is fenced in, it's not as safe when we have to utilize that field, and perhaps some people would use it more if we had that area fenced in. We have field day coming up. We have to make sure that supervision is tight because that area at the top field is not fenced around, so that the whole school building will have a fencing area to keep everybody safe when we need to do that. So I stated that. Also, we have secondarily, we have cameras in the building. However, when we're trying to investigate issues, whether it be like a theft or some like an incident or what have you, or we have somebody erroneously on campus, we have a couple of blind spot areas on our cameras, nor do we have enough. So when we're looking at some things, let's say we have somebody break in a car and hope they don't do that, but I've had somebody to back into somebody's rearview mirror. Well, the cameras that we have are not placed in all the manner where we can see everything. We can see some things, and that's throughout the building. It could be, we had an incident that was happening off campus with civilians on the playground. Well, the police came up here to try to pull the camera, whether we have a camera like in a tree, but there are some areas where we just can't see. Even there's some main areas in the building that are important for us to see. We have camera footage, but like I said, there are some areas that are important where blind spots are. So that's why I put that at the top as well. Clear book bags for students. Just in this day and time, I think that would be beneficial for clear book bags in terms of safety and security also. And we're beginning to actually do something about cell phones, because we also have those issues. So clear book bags, that we can definitely move it if need be, but that was just my rationale just for school safety. This one here is basically, I was thinking like a hall monitor, or somebody who can help to monitor some disciplinary things. Aid would not cost that much, but we could probably take that under the 45. But I put that here, that's an actual person. Additional badge readers. I've already requested one badge reader. We have a few, so I put this kind of below because I don't need a whole lot more. I really only just need like one, which is down by the instructional coaches area. Here, additional radios, and the rest of them I just placed on here in order of importance. Like in elementary school, I don't feel like we need student IDs. We don't have that many issues. We just got the exterior lighting redone like a year or two ago. And here we don't have enough money for SRO anyway, because you have to budget $100,000 for them for their salary plus benefits. And not only do we not have enough money for it, but if it's something on here, it says, yeah, Metro Atlanta Police area for the past 2 years have struggled. Can you see that, Dr. Connor? You want me to increase the fund? I see you looking at the screen. Anyway, they are already struggling with vacancies to fill police vacancies. So it says even if you chose that, they can't guarantee that the position will be filled. So I just put that in about because if we did it, we would have to pair with another school clearly, and if you would have to have a school that do $50,000 and you do $50,000, but it's only 45, we already don't have any money to give away because I'm having to get rid of some personnel or positions already. So that's why that's at the bottom. And we just got the ballistic film already here. I'll put that way at the bottom because that was done when you all saw the people putting up the film over the main office and the front area. We already have the ballistic film, so we don't need that. And that's for those people who don't know what that is. That's bulletproof filming around the area in the front. So it's open for discussion, Ms. Spence. I don't know if that's what your next thing is to do. But any comments or discussion around any thoughts about the areas of priority?
I mean, I agree with the fencing. I think window covering should come up higher because personally, my blinds are janky. They don't work. I know that I can't be the only one in the building with janky blinds.
Come up before what?
Just higher than where it is, before a hall monitor. But I don't necessarily, need my opinion to be the end all be all.
That would also help with the intruder too.
Mhm.
If we
I
can
agree
have
with
it
the
on-
blinds.
If we can have it on, Miss Smith has a roll up kind of covering for her door. She keeps it rolled up, but in the event that there's an intruder, she just lets it down and you can't see in the little window piece of her door.
So should I move it up before Clipboard Bag?
Yes, I agree.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Here?
That would be good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if that can get us some more radios too, Miss Reagan, because for me, like when the teachers go outside to take their kids outside, some kind of way, I think that we should have some kind of radio or walkie-talkie near the door or something, so that they have access to that while they're outside. In the case of an emergency, they can just get on that walkie and tell the officers what they need help with,
Like
instead of having to call on their phone. When you go outside, pick up the walkie.
a grade level chair or something.
Mhm.
Yes, or whoever. If you're taking your kids outside, you have to go outside with the walkie.
I do know we can't get walkers for everybody. That I do know. That
No,
would
we're
be
not gonna have for everybody. You'll have that walkie in a set place. When you come back inside, you put the walkie-talkie back. So when the next class goes outside, they can use it.
Got it. So a few, because some people maybe might have a class in the on the field, on the playground, and you might also have one in the atrium. So it needs to be like
Exactly.
5. Stand. Got it.
Ms. Jarvis, are you talking about like a docking station for those radios?
Yes, just yeah, anywhere where we have a little area where they know that when I go outside, I need to take a walkie with me. Yes,
So-
Gotcha. Like a docking station.
yes.
So based on whatever we choose, even if, let's say, because it's only $145,000, I'm not sure. I have not quoted any fencing. If we have extra and all that kind of stuff, if we can pay for that, that's fine. but that is duly noted. So if we have, funds maybe from partners or other that's not included in the general budget, that doesn't go through GoTeam. If we have extra funds from, we can still consider that, even if it's not included in this. But I like the idea. I'm not sure how we have to rank the choices. This is the first time we've had a $45,000 grant for security. So I guess it would be based on quote. So if, let's say fencing was 20,000 and then maybe we can get the first two. I'm not sure how that's going to go. So just FYI, I don't know how that's going to be divvied up.
Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
You could get the clear backpacks donated,
Got it. Yes, ma'am.
and you can just take it off the list or move it way down and get the clear backpacks donated and put that as a hot button donation item.
Got it. Thanks.
Just like, we provided you with the regular backpacks and then somebody else provided you with regular backpacks, right?
Yes, we can ask for clear backpacks for donation.
We can ask for clear backpacks now, right?
Makes sense.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, sure.
So that pushes the windows and radios up. Got it. Any more changes to the ranking order? If not any more changes, Ms. Spence, I'll let you take over the vote and because this is what I will submit it like right here while we're here on the screen. Because this is all I have to do. I don't want to lose what I had because I already lost it one time. I had to pull it back up.
Could you go down to the bottom real quick? Because I missed all of that.
Yeah.
So,
This one I was explaining the SRO. Is that what you're talking about?
yeah,
Remember, I was explaining that they had this is how much a salary is for SRO. It's their salary plus their benefits.
right.
It's for a full one, and I was explaining how it says it comes with high degree of risk, how they have struggled to fill the numbers, the vacancies, and they can't guarantee it if it's going to be filled, even if we request it. This one was if we shared it with another school. So the same way we kind of share a band teacher, like we share the band teacher we have now that we suggested to be abolished. Basically the three schools split his salary or that salary for that position because people don't have enough money. So in order to save money, we split the school to complete the whole because you can't give somebody half a salary if they have a contract. So the same thing, this is to share a school, but it would be a 50,000 split. We only have 45. And again, it's not even a guarantee that we would get it anyway.
Right. So this is an additional SRO in addition to what we already have?
This
Or
would
is this just to
have a-
help to pay?
This would be, if we had money for this would be a full-time person all day. But they typically, this is more for, this is my opinion because I'm middle school background, middle school and high school. It will be nice, but we have probably maybe 5 kids that we would need that for. They wouldn't have as much to do anyway.
Okay.
Versus middle school and high school have something morning, afternoon, every day.
Right. And so, what I'm saying, so I know we already have one
Yes, and that's
And-
on call as needed.
on call as needed.
If we
And
need,
so-
it will come. And if he can't come, they will send somebody.
Right. And so with this survey, this isn't necessarily asking for an additional person. This is asking
For a full-time person.
or share the full-time or the part-time.
Also we would have to have the money for it as well. They're not giving us $100,000.
I get that.
Yeah,
And I feel like this is like, hey, this is your kind of like your wish list. This is what you would spend this money on. if you had.
So
Got
this
it.
is, yeah, the 45. We working with this number right here. 45,000. That's why I pushed it at the bottom. Because it's likely that because they're short staffed now anyway, like they said here, they're not going to guarantee, like APS only has 30 middle school and high school. There are no full-time because elementary can't afford them. There are no full-time elementary officers, although Officer Williams comes every day for what do you call it? Car rider in the morning. He comes every morning, but we start before high school. So he comes on his way in every morning and then he goes straight to high school. And there have been times, and I don't want to say the word complain, but I've made it known when we have needed some things and I have to call and they're in the middle of a crisis over there. So I'm like, okay, well, y'all got to send me somebody. So they will send somebody else. Because they always have something going on at middle and high. Did I answer your question, Ms. Pink?
Mm-hmm. Is there any other input? Okie dokie. Well, we can move to our announcements.
Okay, let me pull them back up. So on the agenda, everybody has the agenda. We have map testing that's taking place now, but I have a few things. All right, right now we're in the process of taking the map test. We started today with kindergarten, first and third, taking reading. And as you can see, that will be continuing until the 19th. And so I'll just leave that there so you can see that's what this is, just to let you know what's happening right now. Tomorrow, we have Ferrari Simmons, the radio host for 105.3 The Beat, will be speaking with pre-K tomorrow. And we have Pi Day, this National Pi Day, actually 3.14 is the Pi number. And it's also 314, which is the same number as Pi. So I thought that was quite interesting. So that is tomorrow. And I have a principals meeting tomorrow. So I won't be able to get Pi. That's why they're going to Pi Dr. McIntyre, because we're having a South Atlanta principals meeting. So I won't be there to get the Pi thrown on, although I wanted to be. We are also in the process of gifted testing. Gifted testing begins next Monday on the 18th. We have our Ladies of Literacy event that is on Wednesday, March the 27th. Which we are focusing. Last we also did Real Men Read, where men came in to read to our scholars. So it is also Women's Month of Recognition. So women will come in, and it's a play on the acronym LOL, laugh out like the laugh out loud, but it's Ladies of Literacy. So that'll be on the 27th. We have Field Day on the 29th. Of this month, and that's just, for heat purposes, we try to make sure it's not so far in May where everybody's falling out, and then they have a lot of other activities planned, and we are really excited about our special ed department. Our exceptional children's department is putting on a Blue Light Masquerade Gala on April 19th, and so that is on April 19th as well. Some other key things, of course, towards at the end of April, we have GMAS and Awards Day towards the end of the school year, and you will hear more about that as well. Oh, more announcements. So if you all have your phones, they would like for you all to vote on the school calendar, student calendar survey. So I'll leave that up there for a minute. This is, they use a widespread community engagement to create 2 calendar options for the school years for 25-26, 26-27, and 27-28. Your feedback through this survey is valuable and will be another important piece of information that the superintendent and APS Board of Education will use to make a final decision about the future calendars. You will scan the QR code and click the link for the survey. This will be open until tomorrow. Some people may have done it already. But if you haven't, feel free to click the link if you need to vote on that. I believe this was just the Spanish version that they gave us. And this was what they wanted to remind us. Remember to complete your trainings, orientation, ethics, and budget, and complete the end of the year surveys that will be in your email. Any questions? Did everybody get the chance to click on the link? If you all could do a thumbs up before I unshare. Did everybody get a chance to click on the link? I see Dr. Connor, Ms. Spence, Ms. Jabro, everybody.
I couldn't click on the link.
You cannot?
Is this about the filling out the student calendar survey?
Yes, ma'am. Are you able to put your phone up? Are you on your phone?
I'm on my phone.
Oh, okay. So I will I can have Ms.
Okay.
link out to the email.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I already got it because I'm an APS parent. So
Okay.
I already have the survey link.
Okay. But just in case somebody else doesn't have it, Ms. Yarbo, did you catch that?
Yes, if you email it, I'll send it out.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great.
Okay. All right, that's it for me, Ms. Spence.
Okie dokie.
Can I recap something really quickly?
Yep.
So two things that I'm going to just do, make sure I send a link to Ms. Jabro, and then based on that new information, the holdback money that they gave us back, I'll adjust that template before and send it to Ms. Jabro as well. I wanted to make sure I said that.
Okay.
That's it, Ms. Smith.
Okay, we've reached the end of our agenda. Is there any additional business at this time? Any public comment? If not, may I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
I second.
all in favor, say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? All right, thank you. The meeting is adjourned.
Thank you. You have a good evening.
You too.